From photo shoot to mugshot, Courtney Clenny, a popular 26-year-old OnlyFans model, was arrested in Hawaii on Wednesday, suspected of stabbing her boyfriend to death in Miami back in April.
Christian is dead. Oh my God.
In a shocking twist, a young woman calls the police, reporting her boyfriend stabbed and bleeding. The race got on to save a life and catch a culprit, as the truth is more chilling than anyone could have ever imagined. On the disastrous night of April 3rd, 2022, Miami police were thrown into a state of terror and alarm when an unspeakable call pierced the airwaves.
I can't feel my arm.
My boyfriend is dying of a stab.
Ma'am, what is the address?
3131 North 3. Baby, I'm so sorry.
The spine-chilling voice on the other end of the line was laden with a sense of unbridled malevolence, promising unspeakable horrors to come. The hairs on the back of their necks stood on end as they struggled to comprehend the sheer scale of the impending terror. Little did they know, this was only the beginning of a long and harrowing nightmare that would haunt them for years to come. A scene of unspeakable horror unfolded in the apartment of Christian Toby Obamicelli on that fateful day in April 2022. As the police arrived, they were met with a gruesome sight: pools of crimson blood staining every surface, and a barely conscious Toby bleeding out in his girlfriend's lap. The violent couple's tumultuous history was well known to law enforcement, with multiple calls made to their residence due to their explosive arguments. However, this time it had escalated to a brutal stabbing, with Toby's life hanging in the balance. As police began their investigation, they turned their suspicions towards OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny, who had a tumultuous and violent relationship with Toby. Her claims of innocence were met with skepticism, and a grueling 5-hour interrogation began as the authorities sought to uncover the truth behind this heinous crime.
Things happen, and you can't control it. Okay? How long have you guys been together?
About 2 years. A year and a half to 2 years, yeah.
Okay.
Is he okay?
He's still at the hospital. They're still,
I know.
monitoring him and talking to him. So we're waiting.
Oh my God! So he didn't even have to have surgery.
Well, I don't know. They're still doing X-rays and stuff like that. So I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear a response.
That's all I have to know. Thank God.
The detectives approached Courtney with apprehension, unsure of how she would react to the news they had to deliver. As they informed her that Toby was still alive and being treated at the hospital, a wave of relief washed over her. The detectives knew all too well that suspects could react unpredictably, so they spoke in a calm and non-accusatory manner, hoping to ease any worries Courtney may have had. Their intention was to create a safe and relaxed environment where she would feel comfortable opening up and sharing any information that may assist their investigation. It was a delicate balancing act as they sought to extract the truth without causing undue stress to the already traumatized suspect.
Had just gotten back together. I had broken up with him, and then he came back the last 2 nights, and then started into an argument, and I ended up getting scared, and I think that I overreacted, or not overreacted necessarily, but reacted, and I just didn't know exactly what might happen.
Do you guys work here in Miami, or do you guys have your own business?
I do social media, so I'm an influencer, I guess is what.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I'm an influencer.
What do you focus on, like Instagram or social media?
Instagram, LinkedIn.
And what is it that he does?
Stocks and crypto.
Stocks and crypto.
He just has stocks and stocks and crypto. We were gonna move into a house.
Mm-hmm.
So, have an apartment, and then we were like, maybe just move here for a year. And then once we got here, we were like, no, this is dope.
Yeah.
We have the dog picked out. The golden retriever, we're gonna name Mellow. So we were gonna get the house. So we could have a backyard. Because I have 2 dogs, and then we're gonna have 3. So we're planning on staying here for a while. Sorry.
Once again, you don't have to apologize.
To recap, Courtney recounted the events leading up to the violent altercation that left Toby fighting for his life. According to her, the argument began when they stopped sharing their phone locations, which quickly escalated to a physical altercation. She claimed that Toby had pinned her to the floor, and in a desperate act of self-defense, she hurled a kitchen knife across the room, striking him square in the chest. The knife had landed perfectly, causing a grievous wound that left Toby bleeding out and fighting for his life. Courtney was adamant that her actions were purely in self-defense, and she made it clear that the knife throw was not premeditated.
You were by the fridge and he was by the couch?
Yes, I was in front of the fridge. He was by the couch.
Yes. And then
behind my island.
You know, what kind of movements did he make at the moment? He was going to walk
running
up?
At me.
Running? Okay.
Well, charging, aggressively walking, something.
What was he doing? Like, was he doing something with his hands or?
Doing he had his hands up. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Was he yelling at you at the time?
Yes.
Was that at the moment that he was charging you or earlier in one of the arguments?
It was before he choked me. Yes, it was before he choked me.
Okay.
Or whatever. But I swear to God, I was scared. I mean, after like what I just, I was scared, and I was on the phone with my mom, and it was still happening. Yeah. I was scared.
So you told me that he had you against the wall at one point, right? With his hands over your neck.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you end up from the wall to the ground?
Let me go, and then I started swinging on him because I had been against the wall. Okay. I started trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And then he put me on the ground.
He dropped you to the ground.
When I'm trying to remember like a whole situation of where I was very upset about something, which I've learned this in therapy or whatever, it's like write down like all the details so you don't forget. Just like write it all out clearly so that it makes sense to you and makes sense to somebody else. But I haven't had a chance to have a pen and paper or my phone to like write down exactly what happened, and I haven't really even like fully thought about it. Yeah. So honestly, my answer is I don't remember.
That's right. You guys have a history of domestic violence?
Yeah.
You say you've been together how long, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Year and a half to 2 years.
So how many incidents you think you've had?
I don't know, but we shouldn't be together.
Have you made a report before?
No.
You've never made a report?
Oh, I did in Dallas actually about a year ago, and he was detained.
What happened there?
He had pushed me in the lobby, but it wasn't like a big deal, and they made it a huge deal.
It was discovered that the tumultuous couple had a previous incident in Las Vegas less than a year prior. Law enforcement had been called to their apartment after neighbors reported hearing a loud argument and sounds of glass shattering. When police arrived, they found the apartment in shambles, with broken glass and other items strewn across the floor and walls. Courtney's story at the time was erratic and inconsistent, leaving the authorities with more questions than answers. This prior incident added another layer of suspicion to the ongoing investigation into the brutal stabbing of Toby, as the detectives worked to unravel the complex and often volatile history between the two individuals.
Why did you call for help? Because we were getting really loud. We were getting loud. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna like do damage to the room or something. Not damage to each other. Like I really want to like highlight that.
Why would you think that you were gonna do damage to the room?
I like throwing something or like.
Did you throw something?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Did anybody throw anything?
No.
So why would you think that there is damage to the room to be made?
Because I've done that before in our house, and
What have you done?
Thrown a glass at him, plate.
Did you throw a glass or a plate at him today?
No.
Okay. So if
this was before.
Okay. So when I go to the room and I see a broken glass on the floor, where did the glass come from?
I don't know. I literally couldn't even remember how the fight started.
Okay, well.
Was there?
Yeah.
Maybe I did. Well, I'm guessing that I threw a glass. But that sounds like me, so.
Courtney's arrest and subsequent release on Toby's insistence revealed a complicated dynamic between the two individuals. While Toby may have forgiven her, the police had concluded that Courtney had indeed attacked him previously, by throwing a glass at his head, indicating that she was capable of unprovoked violence towards him. This discovery opened up a new avenue of investigation, adding to the already complex web of events leading up to the stabbing. Furthermore, it was revealed that police had been called to their apartment the day before the attack, with security raising concerns about their behavior. This new information only added to the growing sense of unease surrounding the case, leaving investigators struggling to piece together the truth behind the brutal attack on Toby.
But the cops have been up there one other time yesterday for absolutely no reason. Absolutely none. They harassed, not the police, but security guards from the office, like young security guards.
Okay.
Came up for no reason. Bothered him, bothered me.
The body cams worn by the responding police officers provided a stark contrast to the story told by Courtney. The footage captured an entire exchange, revealing a heated argument between the couple and confirming security's concerns about their behavior. The recording provided valuable evidence for investigators, shedding new light on the volatile nature of the relationship between Toby and Courtney. As the investigation continued, the evidence continued to mount, leading to a growing sense of dread and horror surrounding the events that led up to a brutal stabbing. With each new discovery, the truth seemed to be increasingly elusive, leaving investigators struggling to uncover the full extent of the tragedy that had unfolded.
Who did you call?
I didn't. Nobody.
I called. You called.
What's
Okay.
going
What's
on,
going on?
man?
Hold on,
Okay.
man. Let him talk.
Okay.
Let him talk.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The front desk personnel, she informed us that Miss Courtney, her boyfriend, was trying to get into the elevator, and she had her hands out like this, and she was like, "Oh no, don't come inside the elevator." So we asked her. I said, "Do you want him to leave the property?" She said no. She don't want him to.
I did not say that. I said yes.
Hold on.
Courtney, what's going on? What do you need? What?
My boyfriend.
All right. So what do you want us to do?
I want a restraining order against Christian Gonzalez.
We don't issue those.
Because,
Those
no, I'm
to
serious.
court.
Can I do that? Where
You have to
can
go
I
to court. You have to go to
Okay, but
downtown
how
or
can
make
I make
petition.
myself first?
Despite Courtney's claims of self-defense, the mounting evidence against her began to cast doubt on her story. The building security footage showed her pushing Toby out of the elevator and screaming at him, with no sign of aggression from him. As the investigation continued, the detectives found it increasingly difficult to verify her claims, but they continued to press her for more information. After leaving her alone for almost an hour and allowing her to change clothes, they returned to her interrogation room with some more news for her. The atmosphere was tense and filled with a palpable sense of fear as the detectives prepared to confront Courtney with the evidence against her. The truth remained elusive, but one thing was clear. The horror of the situation had only just begun to reveal itself.
I will feel so much better once they just say he's stable.
Yeah,
And I've been asking so much.
That's what we're waiting for. Okay.
I mean, I feel like at the end, I mean, if he's not, that's a lot worse for me.
So they've asked for an update, and I asked them for an update as well. So they're checking to see what's going on because they're.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I will do with myself if he's not okay.
No matter
I
what.
mean, I clearly we can't be together.
No matter what happens,
But
no matter where this falls, right? It's out of our control.
So we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is not real, right? Okay. There's no fucking way. Christian died? Okay. Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah.
Relax. You're fine.
No. 30 seconds. I need to hug my mom. I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself for this. No, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes. They're not gonna lie.
The last thing he ate was Subway. What I was saying to that other room, I said, God forbid, when like from far away. If what if it had accidentally hit a little bit lower and he died?
We can't change what's occurred and get him before. So just step by step. So you'll get through this, all right?
As the evidence piles up against her, it becomes increasingly clear that Courtney Clenny may have gotten away with murder. Despite the detectives being initially convinced by her self-defense story and letting her go, the truth is slowly beginning to surface, with video evidence contradicting her statements and past incidents of violent behavior. It seems unlikely that she acted purely in self-defense. Even footage of her partying days after the incident suggests a lack of remorse or concern for the gravity of the situation. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes justice isn't served, and dangerous individuals can sometimes walk free.
Yeah, and are seeking justice. Typing, sir? Yeah, what? Let's all videotape her. Okay. Right now, you should go. Yeah, you should go. Because you just lost your boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah, and he's fighting. Yeah, okay, cool.
The discovery of this footage was a bombshell in the case against Courtney. It provided a window into the couple's volatile relationship and added more weight to the theory that she was capable of attacking Toby unprovoked. The footage was graphic and disturbing, and it was clear that Courtney had a history of violent behaviors towards him. The racial slurs she used also raised questions about her character and beliefs. It became increasingly difficult for anyone to believe she acted in self-defense when faced with this kind of evidence. The prosecution was building a strong case, and it seemed like justice might finally be served for Toby.
You literally talked to her without telling me! Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you to act and call me a fucking nigga. Fuck. You're a nigga! Yes, thank you. Coming from Courtney, thank you. I want you to get away from me!
She was officially taken to court by Toby's family. And this is where the final nail in the coffin was delivered by a medical examiner who had observed Toby's body.
What would you expect to see a knife do if someone just flung it at somebody?
It would just hit the body and bounce off.
Now, as a result of this case, did you come to a cause, or did you make a determination as to the cause and manner of death?
Yes.
Could you please explain those to the court?
The cause of death was stab wound of right subclavian artery. The manner of death was homicide.
It's important to remember that while the evidence may appear stacked against Courtney, the trial will ultimately determine her guilt or innocence. It's the responsibility of the justice system to provide a fair and impartial trial, and for the evidence to be presented and evaluated in court. Until the trial takes place and a verdict is reached, it's impossible to know for certain just what will happen. So, what do you think and predict? Does she seem guilty or not? Let us know in the comments below.